Hello everybody! So today I have just one kit to show you from 5-Stitch. Okay, so as you know, or maybe you don't know, 121stitch has recently changed their name to 5-Stitch. And Amanda and I were curious about this, and I told her that their explanation on their website would only make sense if they were close to another website's domain name. And Amanda did go ahead and confirm with them that the reason that they changed from 121stitch to 5-Stitch is because of 123stitch. I love it when I'm right. But yes, so that is why the name change. But it's no biggie. I guess it does kind of set them apart a little bit, because sometimes when I went to type in their website, I would accidentally type in 123stitch. Oops. But now they're just 5-Stitch, shorter, simpler. I did change my playlist name to reflect this, so if you want to see previous 121stitch kits being reviewed, the list is now, or the playlist is now called 5-Stitch. So today I have one kit to share with you, and just really quick about 5-Stitch. They work with Painting Fairy for their printing and Floss and all of that stuff, so the quality is just as amazing. And they do license their kits. I have confirmed with everybody except for Stitching Land. I reached out to them and they seemed kind of unsure. I asked if they could keep me updated, and I have not heard back yet, but something leads me to believe that maybe since they don't seem sure like right away like the other creators I reached out to, that maybe we should hold back on buying Stitching Land's designs for now, because that is up in the air. I'm not sure if they're working with 5-Stitch yet. So I personally am not going to order any from there, but if you do want some from Stitching Land, I believe you can find them on the Stamped Stitch Club website, if I can speak. And I believe they also get their printing done from Painting Fairy over there. So if you want that great quality and you can find their kits over on the Stamped Stitch Club, absolutely go buy it there, because I'm pretty sure that they are licensed with them. So I have one kit today, and it is always in these really durable boxes. And also well, never mind, I already said that. So I'm gonna open this and we will look at the goodies, and then we will look at the kit. So as I throw it on the floor, as always, we get a goodie bag. They used to kind of be like a burlap type material, but now we get these cute bags with like stars and moons on it. Absolutely adorable. They do come in different colors. I have pink, purple, and now I have a red one. Definitely cute. So we get this with every order. You always get 3 finger protectors. I hope they switch back to giving out some of the blue ones soon, because these are a little big for my taste, and I do prefer the blue ones, which look like this. Why is my... okay, the focus is a little weird. So I do prefer the blue ones. They just fit more comfortably. So in every order you get 3 of these. You always get 3 of these spools, which you can use for the parking method, cross country, or like parking, any type of parking that you want to do. Or you can just wrap extra thread around it and keep it safe. And you can buy those little tiny white stickers and slap it on the back and put the DMC code on it. And they do link together, so you can save some space, or maybe keep them organized, who knows. And they did switch to smaller packs of needles instead of those big honkin' ones with so many needles. And I have noticed so far that they do not include needles for every kit. So far I've only seen these, and I don't think I've seen another size. I could be wrong. And that would be a problem if, say, you're ordering 18 count. Maybe the needles might be too big, or maybe you ordered an 11 count and the needles are too small. I wish they would just switch back to including needles in each kit that are relevant to the count size of the kit. But a pack of needles is still always appreciated, because that means if they fit your cross stitch, you don't need to buy your own. And then, sorry about my hair falling everywhere, we always get a lovely pair of scissors. I recently threw away my 3-year-old pair of scissors, and I have swapped to a pair of these that was from my last video actually, and they cut so good. I'm like scared I'm gonna ruin something with them. But yeah, this one looks a little he looks a little wonky here. I think he might have gotten a little smushed, or maybe it's supposed to be like that, because I didn't notice that in my other pair before. It could be angling for better holding. I'm gonna check my other pair. So the pair I'm using right now does kind of have that asymmetry, but not nearly as intensely as this pair. So I'm not sure what happened there, but they do cut really well and they work so good. I am absolutely in love with the scissors, and oh my gosh, they're just, the fine point makes it so much easier to see exactly where I'm cutting my thread. Okay, we got some other goodies here. This also comes with every kit. They give you a sample of the fairy floss. I have a box full of fairy floss at this point. And in with it is just kind of a pamphlet about the floss. And this time I got color 3830. Which is kind of like an old brick type red. And then just another little pamphlet. It goes into detail about the colors of the floss, and then here it gives you some information about reading the symbols and stuff and the types of stitches they do have in these kits. And then here is just kind of, I'm just going to call it a brochure about their cotton floss and the import and inspection standards and all of that stuff. I've gone through this many times when I first started working with these companies. So if you want to go ahead and read them through, feel free to do so when you place your order. The next thing we have here is hand-dyed fabric, and these are an amazing deal. So they have size 40 by 50 and size, I believe, 50 by 70. The 40 by 50 is 99 cents and the 50 by 70 is $1.99. Now, you can't pick the count or the color. It is either going to be 16 count or 14 count and a random color that they choose for you if you purchase it. But if you're okay with that, this is literally such a good deal, because for 99 cents, look at this piece of fabric. Very nice piece of fabric, and I do have a salvage edge here. I don't know if they count that when they measure, so I kind of do want to check that really quick. Okay, so 40 by 50 centimeters. This side should be 50. Okay, so this is 53 centimeters, at least according to my measuring tape, and this is not quite 40, so it is 37.5 centimeters of stitching area on this part. So it looks like maybe they did kind of try and roughly measure. So it's not exact, but I guess it is longer one way than the other. But always like measure, or you can just count the stitches if you don't trust it before you start putting your project on it. This one does have a little bit of that black goo stuff on there that I find from time to time. I think I was able to wash it off of one, but it's only on one side, so I really don't care. I just won't make that the front side. This is crumpled because of the hand dyeing, the nature of hand dyeing, and I doubt they have the time to go through and iron every single piece after dyeing it and drying it. So it is a little bit more crinkly. It doesn't have the starch in it, so it is softer, but obviously not going to be the softest at only $1 for this piece. but I think it is absolutely beautiful. I love the tie-dye colors. I do gotta say, I don't think I've gotten a neon orange or green yet, and I do know one of their photos for that shows those, so I'm really hoping to kind of get a neon green and orange at some point. I just don't want to spend a bunch of my own money to eventually get one. I kind of hope at some point as well that maybe if they have a lot of one color, or maybe they dyed extra of certain colors, if they would possibly list them where you can choose the color. But I also have a box of these fabrics going. I'm still trying to finish up a few counted kits. Not counted kits. They're counted patterns that I kitted up myself. I'm trying to finish up a few, and then I want to start some other patterns that I found on my bobbin. But this is a great deal. Absolutely beautiful. I have pinks, purples, oranges, blues, tons of beautiful colors. All right, let me uncover my phone that I so graciously covered with all this stuff and bring this up. Okay, so today's kit from 5 Stitch is, and you can see here, this is before the change, so this one does still say 121 stitch. Let me open this actually so there isn't glare. And they do come in these button snap pouches for the paper pattern. If it is a small enough cross stitch kit, everything will just come in the snap pouch here. So this is the photo, absolutely beautiful. I don't see an artist name on here, so I'm not totally sure where this one comes from. As you can see, I got a 16 count because that is my favorite to get from companies that print with Painting Fairy. So you can see this one here. It says inspiration of Spring Meadows, and I just love the vibrancy and colors in this one. I love the cabin. I love the deer around here. It is so adorable. So this kit, oh, it says by Chuck Pinson. Pinson. I'll put it on screen. I'm not great with names. So this one, of course, I said was a 16 count, which costs me 40, or it didn't cost me. This is a PR package. I did not pay for this with my own money, but this cost $45.80. So like I said, they go from 18 count all the way to 11 count. I know they have like 20 and 25 labeled here. I've gone through all of Painting Fairies specifically on their website, and I don't think I happen to notice any with 20 or 25 count. I think you might have to request those as a custom, maybe, or request them to print it in that size. Sorry, my sinuses are still quite swollen. I'm still mucusing a lot, just not as much. So I'm gonna go over the sizes really quick. 14 count, 16 count, and 18 count are all $45.80. And the 11 count version of this is $69.80. And the 11 counts do tend to be more expensive, but the bigger the kit, like the bigger the image, the more likely the sizes are going to vary in prices. Like I wanted a 16 count. I bought 2 kits with affiliate money, and I wanted them in 16 count, but they cost a lot more in 16 count even than the 14 count. So I believe I did just end up getting them in 14 count because I had a budget to work within. But that's okay because I rather have the kit than not. 14 count, I'll take it. My favorite is still 16, but it's fine. So just keep that in mind. And I will link this down below with an affiliate link. I also have a discount code with 5 Stitch for you. I'm going to have to check my affiliate page to see if that changed because of the website domain name change, but I will update that for you guys as well. And you can see here it is 369 by 277 stitches. Again, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love these colors. And this does look to be hand charted. And it looks like it is all full cross. We have 77 colors here. And no mixed stitches. We love that. because that means I don't have to get floss cards to put them on. And we have 8 pages of printed pattern. Always very clear as well. I'm not going to go over the printed pattern in detail just because where this is licensed artwork, this is a case or scenario where I wouldn't want to show it to any large extent. We can wiggle that in there. Keep the paper pattern safe. Come on, I just snapped on my sleeve. So here we have the fabric. Let's open her up. And I'm sure this is going to change as well. I'm not totally sure, but I would assume it would. So here you can see it does tell you the count you got, the stitches, and the name of the pattern. And nice large borders you can see here, and their fabric is always serged. And I'm gonna have to show this sideways because my desk is not that wide in this section. I have an L-shaped desk, so it kind of has smaller sides rather than just being one long desk. So this is what it looks like. And I'll bring it closer. And we do have a legend on the canvas this time, but it is a bit hard to read. It's kind of thin and small, but that's okay. I have the paper pattern. I'll zoom in on this so you can see the amazing quality of printing that comes from the Painting Fairy factory. Really beautiful. I love it. And I believe this might be smaller than my peach study though, so I don't know why I always pick the bigger ones to start on. But this is absolutely beautiful. You can kind of see the cabin over here, so you can definitely tell that this is hand charted. I like seeing all the little flower dots up in here. Can I spot the deer? There's like a rocking chair here. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny and cute. But yeah, the quality is great. The canvas is stiff because they have to starch it pretty well to get good printing on smaller counts as well, but also just their printing is so good. But their canvases do loosen up nicely, or you can kind of crinkle it in your hands on your own time. You can roll it back and forth different directions. I've done that with some kits. I haven't done it with Painting Fairy yet. I just kind of roll it from one side and put like one of those clips on it to hold it in place and just stitch like that, because I kind of like my fabric to be a little bit firm or firmer when I'm stitching on it, just because I use the sewing method and I stitch the English style. It's just faster and easier for me and more comfortable for me. So yeah, let's look at these beautiful colors because that's the part I'm really excited about. Okay, well, somebody jumped to the floor, but I'll pick them up in a minute. We have 3 floss cards here. And if you're not familiar with how 5-Stitch and Painting Fairy all kit up their floss, they do it in order of DMC, not by number. So when you're looking at your legend to pick your color for your symbol, make sure that you're remembering you're looking for the DMC. So this is card 1 already. So many purples, so beautiful. And they got some really big variation there. There's going to be a lot of gradients of purple. Card number 2, we have more of the browns, and we're starting to see some of the greens in here, as well as some of those accent colors that you would find in nature. And card number 3 has some fun colors like the pastel blue, purple, pink. I love that. And then some of our browns. And we have some space here too as well. And I don't know what happened here, but this was just crumpled a little bit. It looks like maybe it just wasn't fully stuck down because it looks fine now. and they do secure it with a bow to kind of help prevent knotting and tangling. I do recommend that you put this bow back in place before you put your kit up for the night if you aren't hanging your cards up for easy access, say if you are a monogamous stitcher. Because pulling my kits out and putting them back, I've noticed that I've definitely accidentally tangled thread, but I think part of that could also be snagging a thread and pulling it out with my needle to work with it. So definitely be careful with that. And I'm gonna grab the little guy that jumped on the floor. All right, so first of all, this floss feels amazing, and this feels a little bit silkier than I'm used to. Not sure what's up with that, but you can see there was so much green in this kit that it wouldn't all fit on the floss cards, but where we have so much extra space here, you could definitely write in the DMC for these and split up these two greens to put on the floss card if you wanted to. And it looks like we have 319 and 904. So just some lovely greens, and these do open up into this full length. All you have to do is loop it through the hole and you're all good to go. You don't have to measure, you don't have to cut, you don't have to do anything. You just have to take a little bundle off and loop it on. So yeah, absolutely beautiful colors. This is gonna be so cute. It's got the nature and the pastels and the purples. This is 100% a me kit, and I was so happy that they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review this for them, because yeah, I do. So I'm gonna pick this up and I will be right back. All right, those were my goodies from 5-Stitch. I want to say thank you so much to 5-Stitch for reaching out to me, especially with such a beautiful image. I really do love this kind of artwork here. It has the nature and the cute colors. That is literally both halves of me. And I love cabins even more, so bonus points. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to keep this one in my stash that isn't shoved into my closet because I don't know, maybe once I finish the cottage one that I started from 5-Stitch already, I will maybe start this one because it's a cabin. Close enough, right? So thank you for clicking on my video, you guys. Again, this will be linked down below. Don't forget to check out my Etsy where I am destashing kits. I currently only added 3 kits this morning. My phone was pretty much almost dead. I fell asleep last night. My son is starting to not feel good. So he kind of fell asleep on the floor and I was busy attending to him and checking on him. He really didn't want to go to a bed. We have 3 beds in this small apartment. He wanted nothing to do with any of them. He was 100% on the floor for the night, and so I just kept checking on him, making sure he's okay, and managing the temperature of the apartment. So I didn't remember to plug in my phone, but I will upload a few more kits later in the day, but there are 3 new ones up now. And keep an eye out for my next Stitch With Me video. I do plan on stitching a little bit more on the cottage soon because I haven't done so yet this week. But I'm going to do that with you guys because that's kind of the point of stitch-alongs, right? So keep an eye out for that. Alright guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Let me know what you think about this beautiful kit because I think it is so gorgeous. And that sky with the pinks, oh my goodness. Alright you guys, stay healthy. Don't get sick. I know something's going around and it's not been pleasant. I love you guys and I will see you in the next video. Bye.